Welcome to Waking Writer. This is Bernita Haynes, and I'm happy to be here with Stephen, a prolific writer who's been translated into multiple languages. While I rarely do video interviews, I had no choice but to make an exception to talk to Stephen. So, not wasting any time, we're going to jump right on in. Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Well, old, very old.
That means you're lucky. That's what that means. So you've been writing for longer than many of us have been alive, and your books have been translated into numerous languages. Tell viewers about your background and specifically what led you to become a writer.
Well, I am writing since the age of 4, and my writing has nothing to do. I remember the first time I might have been 4 or 5 years old, when I went to see a Zorro film, and it got me excited. And the way I cope with excitement is start writing. I came to writing like other people when they get excited. They read a book, or not a book, but they take a drink. Mm-hmm. So when normally I would take a drink, I started to write poems.
Nice.
And it helped me. And I wrote it in rhymes, and that was a great help. And I want to recommend to all people who want to write to read and try to remember poetry.
So you really feel that writing poetry is very important for actually writing fiction?
Yes. And they rhymes, and it helped. I don't know, it calmed me down. I wrote a poem and that calmed me down.
Interesting, fascinating. So about your latest book then, it's going to be translated, or I should say produced in print. It's already available as an ebook on Amazon. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, 3 Wishes?
Sorry, about what? Much I don't understand the question.
3 Wishes. Tell her about your book, 3 Wishes.
3 Wishes. Well, you see, I was very lucky and successful, and you don't learn from success. So I kept doing all sorts of stupid things, and 3 Wishes is my desire, is a universal desire to start again, or to be young and start afresh.
So almost like getting a fresh start on life, what you would do differently maybe if you could go back.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the protagonist, the central character in the book, essentially gets a fresh start.
Yeah, it is. It starts with regrets. Yeah, all the stupid things. So when you grow old, then all the stupid and horrible things you did. I lived through the Second World War, when people had an idea that the way to solve problems is to kill people.
And unfortunately, people don't seem to realize that that's still not the solution.
Correct.
So how would you say that you have evolved creatively over time? And what influenced that evolution?
Well, well, right now it's easier because I am old, and there is a lot of memories which I want to tell. But the way I evolved is that I always dealt with things which I felt strongly about. So I think it's a very good, very bad idea for people to have their problems with the rent or whatever, food or whatever, and then take this aside and then try to think of something creative. You can be creative only about the things we actually feel strongly.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
That's just logical. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Women are actually better at that.
Yeah. Interesting. So, speaking of how long you've been writing and how much you've seen, I imagine you've seen some very interesting changes in the publishing world. What are some of the changes you've seen in the world of publishing throughout your life? And how do you feel about those changes?
Well, the changes unfortunately always have a good and a bad side. And so it's great that I can talk to you in the internet and we are not anymore confined to the people who run publishing houses. So that's great freedom. But at the same time, as Balzac, a great French writer, said, print was invented to spread misery. because the trouble with any improvement that the more we can communicate, the more we can also spread idiocies.
Yeah, it's always a silver lining, right? The
Yeah.
good with the bad.
Yeah.
I know for me, the publishing industry and all of the advances that we have in independent publishing and being able to sort of as a self-sustaining author get your work out there is a really big deal. And it's not that authors haven't always self-published, but it seems easier now. So fascinating.
Yes.
So if you had to give one piece of advice to an aspiring writer, what would it be?
Just write what hurts and also what really feel strongly about. That's the only way. Don't try to write about things which you imagine. Like people think of there is climate change and so on, and so many beginners ruin their lives and their writing, but trying to write something which is main concern for society and like climate change or whatever. But society doesn't read, only individuals read. And individuals have different priorities than society.
Yeah, I like that. Really, it's kind of a difficult line to walk trying to understand the importance of the individual as a writer and reaching the individual, but then also trying to make sure that you kind of are reaching the culture, the society as well. At the end of the day, though, you're right. The individual is what matters to the artist the most in terms of reaching them. Yeah.
Because also the individual is the only one who reads.
Yeah, you're right. It's not the society who reads, and yeah, I like that. And I like one other thing you said. You said, write what hurts. Tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, you said write what hurts. Tell me a little bit more what you mean by write what hurts.
Write the truth as you see it.
Yeah.
And that's a gamble. If you are right, you are okay. But if you are not right, it's no good. But you can't help it.
Yeah.
You can only go by your own brain.
Yeah.
And it's very important to trust your own brain. And also it's also a question of technique. And for technique, the most important thing for a writer before writing is to learn to read and read and read. And when people sometimes ask me, support me so I can become a writer, you have to start by reading and learning when the others know, and what great writers knew.
Yeah.
And you can acquire that technique from them, because writing is really not any less complicated than brain surgery. And indeed, you know, many people who find it easy to read, they think, oh, well, then it's easy to write. That's not the same.
Ooh, it is absolutely not easy. Oh my goodness. Especially writing longer pieces like novels, the precision, the painstaking like hours of just trying to get all of it right. Whew, it is not easy at all. It's very difficult.
You are right. And I often say it, I am not so much a writer as a rewriter.
Yeah, oh, I like that. I like that. Well, Stephen, we could clearly talk all day, but I really want readers to know how to get a hold of your new book. So tell readers how they can get a hold of Three Wishes, where they can find it, where they can buy it.
Well, the Three Wishes started that I was so successful. I wrote several successful books, and I spent my winters in the Caribbean. And I happened to be, I wasn't interested in outer space, but I happened to be in Barbados when we had the last comet. And it mesmerized me. I really got, suddenly space become a reality for me. They were nice, the stars and so on, but before I saw the comet, I did not, I wasn't particularly engaged, but seeing the comet every evening in a beautiful clear sky of the Caribbean, that made such a profound impression on me that I started to, that gave the beginning of my new novel, yes.
Where can people buy your book, Stephen?
Sorry?
Where can people buy your book, Three Wishes?
I think they can buy it in Amazon.
Yes.
All right. So you guys heard it. You can buy Three Wishes on Amazon. It is currently in ebook format. It is coming to print. This has been a great conversation with Stephen, and I hope you guys visit his website and check out the information you'll see at the bottom of the post to follow all of Stephen's writing or of his work. Any last words, Stephen? Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
I read a lot. Read a lot, because you see, the exciting thing about writing is that writing is reading is a creative process, and good writing is a writing which allows the reader to become part of the writing.
Yeah, read a lot. That's the message, y'all.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for watching this interview, and I look forward to sharing many more interviews with the rest of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you are very, very lovely to be interviewed with a lovely lady.
Thank you.